So I wanted to go over this topic in Aleks because it was a bit tricky for some people, including myself. When it comes to graphing a rational function with more than one vertical asymptote in the polynomial and rational functions topic. So taking a look at this example, we have a rational function that Aleks is asking us to graph, and we need to start by drawing the vertical and horizontal asymptotes. And then plotting any intercepts, whether that be our x or y intercepts, and then plotting at least 1 point on each side of each vertical asymptote. So it is a bit tricky on how to solve this. However, first thing you do want to do is identify the vertical asymptotes by setting the denominator equal to 0 and solving for x. So we would solve this by equaling this to 0, just like that. And then once we do that, we can factor our quadratic, which would be x plus 3. And then x plus 6 equals 0. And when we do that, we get our vertical asymptotes as x equals -3 and -6. So we can go ahead and click on the vertical asymptote button and type in -3 as our x, and then just put 0 for the y for our first vertical asymptote, and then our second vertical asymptote would be -6, 0. And that will be our second one. Now that we have identified and plotted our vertical asymptotes, we are now going to do the same but for horizontal. So identifying the horizontal asymptote, we do that by comparing the degrees of the numerator and the denominator, and we can see both degrees right here are 2. So the horizontal asymptote is going to be -1. So we're going to click on the horizontal asymptote button. And for the for the x input, we're going to put 0. However, in our y, we are going to put -1. We're going to hit draw asymptote. And then that's going to plot our horizontal asymptote right there. Now that we've done that, we are going to find our y-intercept by evaluating this function, and how we're going to do that is just plug in 0 into our equation wherever there is x. And when we do that, our y-intercept is at 0, 0. So we're going to plot a point at 0, 0. After that, we are going to find the x-intercepts by setting the numerator equal to 0 and solving for x. When we do all of that, our x-intercepts are going to be x equals 0 and x equals -9. So we can go to plot up the point tool again and put x equals 0, like we already have here, and then x equals -9, just as so. Now that we have both our x and y intercepts plotted, we are now going to plot additional points on each side of the vertical asymptote. So for this, I'm going to choose -7, -5, -6, -4, -2, and -3. Once we have done that, we can now finally hit the graph a function button. And Aleks will go ahead and graph our function for us. And we can go ahead and click check to check our answer. And we are correct.